5 reasons God breaks the woman he uses. Why does it seem like the women God uses most powerfully are the ones who've been broken the deepest? Why does he allow his chosen daughters to walk through valleys so dark they can barely see? Why does the potter sometimes have to shatter the clay before he can reshape it into a masterpiece? In the next 30 minutes, I'm going to reveal 5 biblical reasons why God breaks the woman he intends to use. And if you're in a season of breaking right now, if you feel shattered, crushed, pressed on every side, this message is for you. Reason number 3 explains why some of your most painful moments were actually acts of divine mercy, protecting you from something worse. Reason number 4 will show you why God sometimes removes everything you're leaning on except Him. And reason number 5, it reveals the ministry that can only be birthed through brokenness, a calling so powerful that the enemy tried to destroy you to prevent it. But here's what you need to understand. When God breaks you, He's not punishing you, He's preparing you. He's not destroying you, He's refining you. He's not abandoning you, He's positioning you for a purpose so significant that you had to be emptied of yourself to be filled with Him. The Bible is filled with broken women who became powerful. Hannah, broken by barrenness, became the mother of a prophet. Ruth, broken by widowhood, became an ancestor of Jesus. Esther, broken by orphanhood, became the savior of her people. Mary Magdalene, broken by demons, became the first witness of resurrection. The woman with the issue of blood, broken by sickness, became a testimony of faith. Every woman God uses greatly has a breaking story. And if you're in yours right now, don't despise it. God is doing something profound. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to show you not just why God breaks you, but what He's building through the breaking. And I'm going to give you hope that your pain has purpose, your tears are not wasted, and your breaking is leading to a breakthrough you cannot yet imagine. Let's begin with the first reason, and sister, this one might make you weep because you'll recognize yourself in it. Reason number 1, to strip away self-reliance and build complete dependence on Him. Reason number 1, why God breaks the woman He uses, to strip away self-reliance and build complete dependence on Him. The problem of strength. Society tells women to be strong, independent, self-sufficient. I don't need anyone. I can do this on my own. I've got this. And while there's nothing wrong with capability, there's a spiritual danger in self-reliance, because self-reliance keeps you from God-reliance, and God cannot fully use a woman who thinks she can do it all on her own. The biblical pattern. Look at every woman God used powerfully. He first brought her to a place where she couldn't do it on her own. Hannah, 1 Samuel chapter 1. Hannah was barren and broken. Her rival taunted her. Her womb was closed. She couldn't fix it. She couldn't make it happen. She couldn't control it. And in her complete inability, she fell before God in desperation. O Lord Almighty, if you will only look on your servant's misery and remember me, and not forget your servant, but give her a son. From that place of broken dependence, God gave her Samuel, one of the greatest prophets in Israel's history. But first, she had to be broken of the illusion that she could make it happen herself. The widow of Zarephath in 1 Kings chapter 17. She was down to her last meal, just enough flour and oil for one final meal before she and her son would die. She couldn't save herself. She had no resources left. She was completely broken of any ability to provide for herself. And in that moment of total dependence, God used her to sustain the prophet Elijah and performed a miracle through her. Her flour and oil never ran out until the famine ended. Why God does this? When you're capable, strong, and resourceful, you tend to lean on your own understanding instead of seeking God's wisdom. Use your own strength instead of accessing His power. Take credit for victories instead of giving Him glory. Make plans without consulting Him. Trust your abilities more than His promises. But when God breaks that self-sufficiency, when He strips away everything you're leaning on, suddenly you have no choice but to lean on Him completely. What this breaking looks like: the career you built crumbles. The financial security you depended on disappears. The relationship you thought would save you ends. The health you took for granted fails. The reputation you worked hard for is destroyed. The plans you made fall apart. And in that moment, you have two choices: become bitter or become dependent. Personal testimony moment. I remember the season when everything I had built collapsed. My ministry fell apart. My finances dried up. My relationships fractured. I was the strong woman who always had it together, who always had a plan B and plan C, who prided herself on being capable and independent. But God systematically dismantled every support system I had built until I had nothing left but Him. And I was angry. I told God, "Why are you doing this to me? I've served you faithfully." And in the quiet, I heard Him whisper, "Because you've been serving me with your strength, not mine. And I can't use you powerfully until you learn to lean completely on me." The purpose of this breaking: God doesn't break your self-reliance to humiliate you. He breaks it because He wants all the glory. When you accomplish things in your own strength, people praise you. When God does it through your weakness, He gets the glory. He wants to do immeasurably more. Your abilities have limits. His power is limitless. But you'll never access His limitless power while leaning on your limited abilities. He wants intimate relationship. Self-reliant people consult God occasionally. Dependent people commune with Him constantly. He's preparing you for greater assignment. The calling He has for you is so big that you could never accomplish it in your own strength anyway. He's training you now to operate in His power. 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9 through 10. Paul learned this truth: "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. For when I am weak, then I am strong." The transformation? After this breaking, your prayers change from "God, bless my plans" to "God, what are your plans?" Your confidence shifts from "I can handle this" to "God will handle this." Your identity changes from capable woman to daughter of the King. Your strength becomes "not by might, not by power, but by my Spirit." Zechariah chapter 4, verse 6. Where you are right now. If God is stripping away everything you've been leaning on, if He's breaking your self-reliance, don't resist it. Surrender to it. Let Him teach you to depend completely on Him. Because the woman who has learned to lean entirely on God is a woman God can use without limit. But there's a second reason for the breaking. And this next reason has to do with what's inside of you that needs to come out. Because God sees potential in you that's been trapped beneath layers of pride, fear, and false identity. And sometimes the only way to access that gold is through fire.
What I'm about to share will help you see your breaking as refining, not rejection. Stay with me. Reason number 2, to purify your motives and refine your character. The refiner's fire. Malachi chapter 3 verse 3 says, "He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. He will purify the Levites and refine them like gold and silver." A refiner doesn't heat silver to destroy it. He heats it to purify it. The intense heat causes impurities to rise to the surface so they can be skimmed away. The refiner knows the silver is fully refined when he can see his own reflection in it. That's what God does with you. He applies heat, trials, breaking, pressure, not to destroy you, but to bring the impurities to the surface so he can remove them. He's refining you until he can see his reflection in you. The impurities God removes.
God breaks these false identities so your true identity can emerge. Daughter of God, beloved, chosen, called. Biblical example, Peter. Peter was confident, bold, self-assured. He told Jesus, "Even if all fall away, I will not." Mark 14:29. But Jesus said, "Before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times." Peter needed to be broken of his self-confidence, his pride, his reliance on his own strength. He needed to discover what he was capable of apart from Christ, which was nothing but denial and failure. After his breaking, after he denied Jesus and wept bitterly, Peter was refined. The impurities were removed, and he became the rock-solid apostle who would later face martyrdom with courage. The breaking didn't destroy him, it refined him into who he was meant to be. The painful process. This refining is not comfortable. You see parts of yourself you didn't know existed. You face character flaws you've been denying. You realize your heart is more deceitful than you thought. You discover idols you didn't know you were worshiping. You're confronted with the gap between who you appear to be and who you really are. Jeremiah 17:9-10. The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? I, the Lord, search the heart and examine the mind to reward each person according to their conduct. God uses breaking to search your heart, reveal what's really there, and refine what he finds. The character that emerges. After the refining, you become a woman of genuine humility, not false modesty, but true understanding of your need for God. Pure motives, serving for His glory, not your own. Authentic faith, not performance-based religion, but real relationship. Deep compassion. Your breaking gives you empathy for others who are broken. Unshakable trust. You've seen God sustain you through the fire, so you trust Him completely. Romans 5:3-4. We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance, character, and character, hope. Where you are right now. If you're in the refining fire, if God is exposing impurities in you, don't run from it. Let Him do the deep work. Let Him remove what doesn't belong. Let Him refine your character. The woman who emerges from the refining fire is pure gold, valuable, beautiful, and useful for the Master's purpose. The silver lining. The refiner never leaves the silver in the fire too long. He watches carefully. He removes it the moment it's refined. He knows exactly how much heat you can handle and when the refining is complete. Trust the refiner. He knows what he's doing. But there's a third reason for breaking that might surprise you. Because what I'm about to reveal is the mercy hidden in your breaking. The painful thing God allowed might have actually been His protection from something far worse. And when you understand this reason, you look at your breaking completely differently. This could shift everything for you. Keep watching. Reason number 3.
Why God breaks the woman he uses, to protect her from greater destruction down the road. The merciful breaking. Sometimes God allows a breaking now to prevent a destruction later. He allows something painful in this season to protect you from something catastrophic in the next season. It's like a doctor who has to break and reset a bone that healed incorrectly. Yes, the re-breaking is painful, but if he doesn't do it, you'll have lifelong complications. The temporary pain prevents permanent damage. Biblical example: Joseph's brothers. When Joseph's brothers sold him into slavery, it felt like absolute betrayal and breaking. Joseph spent years in slavery and prison for crimes he didn't commit. But years later, Joseph told his brothers, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." Genesis 50:20. The breaking, being sold into slavery, was actually God's protection and positioning. If Joseph had stayed home, he never would have been in position to save his family from famine. What God protects you from. 1. Pride that would have destroyed you later. Maybe you were headed for success, platform, recognition, but God knew that if you got there with the character you had then, the pride would have destroyed you. So he broke you first. He humbled you. He developed character that could sustain the success. The breaking wasn't rejection, it was preparation and protection. God loved you enough to wound your pride before your pride could kill your calling. 2. Relationships that would have derailed your destiny. Sometimes God breaks a relationship that felt right to protect you from a future that would have been wrong. That man who left, what if he would have led you away from God? That friendship that ended, what if it was becoming toxic? That partnership that dissolved, what if it would have corrupted your calling? You couldn't see it then, but God saw the trajectory, and He loved you enough to allow the pain now to prevent devastation later. 3. Paths that seemed good but led to destruction. Proverbs 14:12 says, "There is a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death." Sometimes the career door that closed, the opportunity that fell through, the plan that failed, these were God's protection. You wanted to go left, but God knew left led to a cliff. So He allowed a breaking that redirected you. At the time, it felt like loss, but it was actually salvation. 4. Character flaws that would have disqualified you. Maybe God is breaking areas of unforgiveness in your heart, bitterness you've been nurturing, pride you've been hiding, control you've been gripping, fear that's been driving you. If these aren't addressed now, they will disqualify you from your calling later. The ministry God has for you requires character these flaws would undermine. So He's breaking them now in obscurity before you're in a position where these flaws could cause public failure. 5. Misplaced identity that would have crushed you. If your identity was built on your marriage, what happens when he disappoints you or leaves? Your children, what happens when they grow up and leave? Your ministry, what happens when the season shifts? Your appearance, what happens when age changes you? Your career, what happens when you lose the position? God mercifully breaks false foundations before your entire life collapses when they fail. He's rebuilding your identity on the only foundation that won't crumble, being His daughter. Real-world testimony. Sarah had built her entire identity around being a pastor's wife. Her value came from her role in ministry. Her purpose was defined by the church. Then her husband had an affair and left her. She lost her marriage, her role, her position, her community, her identity, all at once. She was utterly broken. Years later, she said, "That breaking saved my life. I was so codependent, so unhealthily attached to my role, that if God hadn't broken it, I would have stayed in spiritual bondage forever. The breaking forced me to find my identity in Christ alone." And now I have a ministry helping women who've experienced similar losses. The very thing that broke me became my calling. The perspective shift. What if your breaking isn't punishment, it's protection? What if it's not God being cruel, it's God being merciful? What if He's not taking something from you, He's saving you from something worse? Job's story. Job lost everything: his children, his wealth, his health, his reputation. In his pain, he cried out to God with honest questions. But in the end, Job said, "My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you." Job 42:5. The breaking brought Job into a depth of relationship with God he never had before. And God restored everything, giving him double what he had and more children. But more than the material restoration, Job gained something invaluable. He knew God intimately, not just theoretically. The hard truth. You may never fully understand in this life why God allowed certain breaking, but you can trust that God is good even when circumstances aren't. God sees the end from the beginning. God's ways are higher than yours. God works all things together for good for those who love Him. Romans 8:28. Where you are right now. If you're in a season of breaking, ask God, what are you protecting me from? What are you preparing me for? Trust that even when you can't trace His hand, you can trust His heart. The breaking is mercy. The pain has purpose. The protection is present even when you can't see it yet. But there's a fourth reason God breaks the woman He uses. And this reason explains why God sometimes systematically removes.
Because the kind of ministry He's preparing you for requires a depth of relationship with Him that can only be forged in the wilderness. Song of Solomon 2:10-13. My beloved spoke and said to me, "Arise, my darling, my beautiful one, come with me. See, the winter is past, the rains are over and gone. Flowers appear on the earth, the season of singing has come." God is inviting you to come away with Him, to leave the familiar, to enter a season of intimacy. But you can't bring the crowd. This invitation is for you alone. What intimacy produces? When you go deep with God, 1. You learn His voice clearly. You're no longer confused about whether it's Him speaking or just your thoughts. You know His voice intimately. 2. You develop unshakable confidence, not in yourself, but in Him. You've seen Him provide when no one else could. You've experienced His faithfulness personally. 3. You gain authority. People who know God intimately carry an authority that religious activity can never produce. Acts 19:15 says, "Even demons recognize those who know Jesus." 4. You receive revelation. Secrets are shared in intimacy. God reveals things to those who are close to Him that He doesn't reveal to the casual acquaintance. 5. You're transformed by His presence. 2 Corinthians 18 says, "We are transformed into His image with ever-increasing glory as we behold Him." Intimacy changes you in ways striving never could. The testimony of broken women. The women with the most powerful ministries are women who spent time alone with God in their breaking. They can't be shaken because they've met the unshakable one. They can't be intimidated because they've seen the King. They speak with authority because they've been in His presence. They have wisdom beyond their years because they've sat at His feet. They carry an anointing because they've been in the secret place. Psalm 27 verse 4. One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple. The exchange. Yes, God strips away other things, but what He gives in exchange is infinitely better.
He removes the crowd so you can know Him. He takes away substitutes so you can have the real thing. He clears the noise so you can hear His voice. He empties you of everything else so He can fill you with Himself. Where you are right now, if you're in isolation, if you feel alone, if the wilderness feels endless, what if God has brought you here for intimacy? Stop resenting the loneliness. Stop fighting the isolation. Stop trying to escape the wilderness. Instead, meet with Him there. Let Him reveal Himself to you in ways He couldn't when you were surrounded by noise and distraction. The women God uses most powerfully are the women who've met Him in the lonely places and fallen in love with His presence. But there's one final reason God breaks the woman He uses. Can anyone guess? And this last reason is the most powerful of all, because it reveals the ministry that can only be birthed through your breaking, the calling that your pain has been preparing you for, the purpose that makes every tear, every trial, every moment of breaking worth it. This is what it's all been leading to. Don't miss this final reason. Cliffhanger. Reason number 5, why God breaks the woman He uses: to birth through her a ministry of restoration that can only come from her brokenness. The ministry of broken vessels. 2 Corinthians 3:4-4 says, "Praise be to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of compassion and the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our troubles, so that we can comfort those in any trouble with the comfort we ourselves receive from God." Your breaking qualifies you for a ministry you couldn't have without it. Your pain becomes your platform. Your test becomes your testimony. Your mess becomes your message. Why God breaks you: not to destroy you, but to multiply you. Every seed must be broken before it can produce a harvest. Your breaking is the cracking open of the seed so that life can spring forth. The ministry born from breaking. If God broke you through betrayal, you'll minister to the betrayed. Divorce, you'll minister to the divorced. Loss, you'll minister to those grieving. Abuse, you'll minister to the abused. Addiction, you'll minister to the addicted. Rejection, you'll minister to the rejected. Barrenness, you'll minister to the waiting. Depression, you'll minister to the hopeless. Financial ruin, you'll minister to those struggling. Your breaking wasn't random, it was preparation for your assignment. Biblical examples. The woman at the well, broken by 5 failed marriages and current sin, but after her encounter with Jesus, she became the evangelist to her entire city. Her brokenness gave her a testimony that drew others to Jesus. Mary Magdalene, broken by 7 demons, but after Jesus set her free, she became one of His most devoted followers and the first witness of His resurrection. Her deliverance became the foundation for her ministry. The woman who anointed Jesus, known as a sinner, broken by her past, but her act of worship, pouring expensive perfume on Jesus, became a testimony that would be told wherever the gospel is preached. Her breaking produced extravagant worship. Your breaking is not your end. It's your beginning. It's the birthplace of your ministry. It's the qualification for your calling. People don't need perfect people to minister to them. They need broken people who've been healed. They need wounded people who've been restored. They need shattered people who've been put back together by the Master. Why broken women minister powerfully? Authenticity. You can't fake what you've been through. Your ministry is real because your pain was real. Compassion. You have genuine empathy because you've walked the road they're walking. Authority. You speak from experience, not just theory. You've been there. You survived. You overcame. Hope. You are living proof that God restores. Your very existence gives others hope. Humility. Your breaking keeps you humble. You never forget where you came from or who brought you through. Joel 2, verse 25, I will repay you for the years the locusts have eaten, the great locust and the young locust, the other locusts and the locust swarm, my great army that I sent among you. God doesn't just heal your brokenness, He uses it, He redeems it, He multiplies it for His glory. The prophetic word, your breaking is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of your ministry. The very thing the enemy meant to destroy you is the thing God will use to deliver others. Your pain has purpose, your tears are seeds, your breaking is birthing something beautiful. Where you are right now, if you're still in the breaking, hold on. The ministry is coming. The purpose is being formed. The calling is being refined. If you've come through the breaking, don't waste it. Let God use your story. Step into the ministry He's prepared for you. There are women waiting for the message only you can bring because you've lived it. The beautiful exchange. God takes your ashes and gives you beauty, your mourning and gives you joy, your despair and gives you praise, your breaking and gives you breakthrough, your pain and gives you purpose. Every tear you've cried, He's collected. Every prayer you've prayed, He's heard. Every moment of breaking, He's been with you. And now He's about to show you why. The ministry is coming. The purpose is emerging. Your breaking has purpose. Get ready, daughter. Your breaking season is ending. Your ministry season is beginning. So we've walked through the 5 reasons God breaks the woman He uses: to strip away self-reliance and build God-dependence, to purify her motives and refine her character, to protect her from future destruction, to bring her into deeper intimacy with Him, to birth a ministry of restoration through her brokenness. If you're in the breaking, hear me. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. God hasn't forgotten you. He's refining you. This pain has purpose. These tears are not wasted. This season is not meaningless. Isaiah 61 verse 3, your prophetic promise. He will give you a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. You will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of His splendor. Your declaration, say this with me. I am not destroyed, I am being developed. I am not rejected, I am being refined. I am not abandoned, I am being positioned. My breaking is not my end, it's my beginning. God is not punishing me, He's preparing me. This pain has purpose. These tears have meaning. What the enemy meant for evil, God will use for good. I will not waste my brokenness. I will let God use it to birth ministry. I am a woman God is breaking so He can use me powerfully. And I surrender to the process. In Jesus' name. For those who've come through the breaking, don't hide your scars. They're your credentials. Don't be ashamed of your story. It's your ministry. Don't waste your pain. Let God redeem it. There are women right now walking through what you walked through. They need to see that survival is possible. They need to hear that healing is real. They need to know that God restores. Be the woman who shares her story, who testifies of His faithfulness, who ministers from her brokenness. The final word. God doesn't break you because He's cruel. He breaks you because He loves you too much to leave you as you were. He sees who you're becoming. He knows what He's building, and He's willing to do the hard work of breaking and reshaping because the end result is worth it. You are becoming a woman of power, purpose, and profound ministry. A woman who knows God intimately. A woman who carries authority. A woman who ministers restoration. Trust the breaking. Surrender to the process. Believe in the purpose. Your breaking is not the end. It's the beginning of everything God has called you to be. Walk in that, daughter. Your ministry is waiting. Your calling is emerging. Your breaking has purpose. And the women God uses most powerfully? They're the ones who've been broken and allowed God to rebuild them into masterpieces. You are that woman. Be blessed, be encouraged, and walk in the authority of your breaking turned breakthrough.